This is JTDX and it's listening on 30 meters. It's a little bit busy. The band opened up pretty good this morning. And you can see all the different countries: Kazakhstan, Afghanistan, Lithuania. Anyway, so I've been working on a program written in a language called Golang, which is very efficient and fast. It's working as a service that listens to the data that this is putting out. So this reports everything it hears on a UDP port, and my application is listening to that UDP port, and as call signs come in, it's parsing the data and doing QRZ lookups on call signs it hasn't seen before in order to log their grids and other information like country codes, etc. Anyway, so all that's going on in the background. There's that data gets sent up to a system called NATS, and NATS allows me to do publish subscribe service based on topics. So I'm posting anything that looks like DX in here to NATS, and another service is listening to it, and it then handles that data. So there's a listener for this, and then there's another service that's running on my computer that's listening to the output from the NATS publish. So the reason I'm doing that is so that multiple people can be connected to NATS, subscribed to that topic, and then my service that's parsing this data takes, whatever came through, maybe 20 DX spots, posts it in one shot, one message to NATS, and then everybody that's subscribed to it sees that message, and then they react to it. And by reacting to it, I mean if the person running the receiver part has filtering by VUCC, or by by grid, or by distance, or by DXCC, it can then react to that accordingly. So then I needed a view, something that somebody could look at. It's definitely better than this. As you can see, this is updating every 15 seconds, and it just scrolls endlessly, and you can, it's very difficult to visually watch this as it comes in every 15 seconds. It just occupies all of your time. I don't have time for that. So I've written several other apps, but that do something similar to this. But this particular app is intended to be able to run on a Mac, on Linux, and on Windows, all written off the same code. That's one of the beauties of this language, Golang. Alright, so anyway, I needed a visual view of it, and this is that. So this view, let's see if I think that's focused. My eyes aren't focusing very well on my camera screen. Okay, so this view of it, I've got it sorted right now by distance. Max distance is at the top. So you can see the little arrow is pointed down here. And then you can just click on these column headings and it changes the sorting. Okay. So inside of here you can see, let's see if I can get this to focus. It's not, there we go. Okay, so mode, the signal strength, and at 1519 hertz. So here's another one, 1468 hertz. So it just is basically just a heads up where the guy's at. So we've got Afghanistan T6AA, and the distance is approximately 10,058 kilometers. His grid is listed here. Okay. Here's Kazakhstan and the distance. So this is sorted by distance. It's always going to put the most distant station at the top. And this is just the way I prefer to see it right now for this example. But I can also change it by time. So now I'm going to switch this to be time descending. So now it's the most recent spots are at the top, and it's going down. There's 7:01. So this is by my local time. This is showing my local time. It says UTC right here. The data is in UTC, but it's actually displaying it my local time. And I think I'm going to change that, but at any rate, that should be UTC. So the reason my call sign is in here is because this is listening to my data, right now. So it's listening to the data that I'm publishing. But if somebody else was on this system, their data would be showing up here intermingled with my data. So if there were 15 other people, their data would be intermingled in here with mine. And in truth, I could filter out my data as well. I could say I don't want to see mine. But honestly, it's so much easier to watch this screen than it is to watch this screen. And it's reacting within seconds of whatever comes up on JTDX. And this also works, by the way, on WSJTX. So it works on both. Alright, so there's that. And then there's another thing I can do here, and I'll try to do it. It's hard to hold the camera and do this at the same time, but you hold the shift key and then click on a column. So I'm holding the shift key down and I'm going to click on descending. Okay, and I'm going to do it again to put it downwards. So first, you can see now I've got to sort by time. So it's going to give me the most recent, furthest distant. Alright, so the reason this is 5,000 and then 6,000 is that this is sorted by time first. Now, this lets me multi-sort, so I can continue on sorting them. So here you can see Indonesia just came in, and here's the distance. Now if I just switch this back to distance only sorting, you can see he's only 4th now. Okay. This also is giving me azimuth. See if I can get this to focus. Azimuth and direction. Direction is just nice to have. Azimuth is kind of important for people who are turning antennas. And so that's basically it. Focus, okay, and then now the search function. If I want to just see the T6 spots, so I typed in T6 and it gave. I didn't have to type the whole thing, or I could say I could do MM, right? So MM. So this is anything with an MM in it, right? So this column, DX, has MM, but this grid also has MM. So it's sorting on everything that's in this table. It's searching for that. So if I say 1177, based on this hertz right here, let's see what happens. Okay, so if I back it up one, okay, so you can see who's, I'm not sure where it's picking up. Oh, right here. 11.7 is the azimuth. Anyway, this can be really handy. if you know somebody's call that you're looking for, and like YB0. Okay. This will work. Even this search, you can set this search even before their data shows up in here. So if you're watching for somebody to be seen, you can just type it in and in the search box, and you won't see anything except that. So it's very handy for locating certain pieces of data that's in this table. The sorting of the sorting of things here is really nice, I think. Sort by grid. So here it is, alphabetically, starting with the lower ones, and some of these don't have grids, and actually they shouldn't be in this list right now, but they are. And then reverse, and then I think I'm going to end up breaking out the frequency, the hertz that they're being spotted at, because it might be nice to sort by that, so that if you're looking for somebody who's at, say, 2500 hertz, that you can see his trace, but it's not decoding, but then like Lefty or Cliff or somebody else that's using the system is hearing what it is and decodes it, then you would see what that trace is. You would know what that trace is. So that's pretty much it for right now. I'm still working out some of the details. The colors, by the way, these are just, I'm doing a certain thing to test, but blue is anything over 10,000 kilometers. So I created a filter to say anything that's over 10,000 kilometers, give me it in blue. And then I said anything that has a call sign that starts with U, make it orange. But see, what I'm gonna do is orange will, or some color that you choose, can be the needed DXCC. So if I need a DXCC, it'll be orange. It'll show up. Let's see, there's another color. There it is. So this one is where it's looking at the grid column, and in this particular case, it says any grid that has a JO, that starts with JO, will be this blue-gray, slate-gray color, and that's just to prove that I can trigger based on a VUCC condition. So this would be like by grid, and this is again by call. But it would be by DXCC. So what I'm going to end up doing is creating 2 more columns, and one column will be like a highlighter for this is new DXCC, I haven't worked it before, and those ones will be the ones that turn orange or red or whatever color you choose. And then VUCC alerts will be coming through. Anything that's a new VUCC will have a flag, and it will change the color. So that right now that's what I'm working towards. Again, the light blue in this case is just to indicate a distance alert. So this is me playing around with different types of alerts. Distance by call sign, and the other one that I had in there was VUCC as an example. So I hope that helps a bit. I'm still working it out, but it's coming along. If I only want to see another thing, if I only want to see 10 rows at a time, I can also show only 10 rows, and I've now set this to be by time, descending, and this is live, by the way. I mean, it's changing as we sit here. There. So again, this one is highlighting that this is 17,000 kilometers. That's a long way away. And again, these are JO grids, so these would be mimicking like VUCC. And it's live, so the data comes in here, and it shows up here whenever it is something new. Also, there's another one that starts with U in this case, and that would be mimicking DXCC in my example. I've got it set so right now so that if it's only displaying a call sign that's been seen before every 5 minutes, so you won't see it again for another 5 minutes. The reason is that otherwise this thing gets flooded, so you end up with a constant stream like this that you can't actually, that's very difficult to monitor. And this is actually showing only the unique call signs that are showing up in this constant stream of data. So you're only going to ever see unique stuff. And that's it.